Popcon. Woohoo! Indie Popcon. I am excited. Very excited.
So you had a big movie showing last night.
Yeah, we did.
Tell me about that. How did that go?
That was fantastic. First of all, we were at, oh my gosh, I forget all the names of the places now. The Triple Play. We were at the Triple Play Barbecue restaurant, and we did a bunch of just meet and greet and signed a whole bunch of posters for people. There was lots of people. They were great, really enthusiastic. One young man was just literally, he had a picture taken with me and he was just like literally shaking. He was like, I was like, are you okay? He's like, I'm so nervous. And it was really hot, so he wasn't cold. And then we went over to the screening and did a Q&A there, which was lovely. Do you know the theater that we were at?
Artcraft,
yes.
Down in Franklin. Yeah, just about a half
You're going
hour
to do
south
some
of-
editing here,
yes,
right?
Yeah,
oh, good.
Yeah, we're good, yeah.
So we went to the screening at Artcraft, the old theater. It was just beautiful, lovely, lovely old building, and did a great Q&A with some very enthusiastic fans, and then they got to sit down and watch the movie. It was really, really fun.
So Night of the Comet, Last Starfighter, personal favorite of mine, by the way. I'm
okay.
shaking a little bit just being here anyway, just from that fact. Loved that movie as a kid.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Weekend at Bernie's.
Yep.
All those movies have a huge following among the fans. Why do you think that is? What did those movies do to capture the attention of so many people?
Well, I think a lot of 80s movies captured a sense of innocence, you know. I feel like specifically The Last Starfighter, Night of the Comet, are real character-driven stories. They're simple, they're not trying to be over the top. Night of the Comet has some silly elements, obviously. It's funny and involves zombies, but really what I think the audience is attracted to is sort of the relatability of the lead characters, Regina and Sam. I know a lot of young women would love the movie because the lead characters that drive the movie are these young women who are perfectly capable of defending themselves after an apocalypse, you know. So I believe that a lot of what attracts the audience to these things are the characters, and then there's actually a story involved. I also think that they're sort of designed for kids that are at sort of a pivotal time in their life, and this is maybe one of the first movies they got to see by themselves, or it was kind of like edgy for their age, and it's sort of something that sticks with them for the rest of their life. I mean, I was talking to somebody last night who just has such a sentimental attachment to Night of the Comet because just it hit him at the time where it meant so much to him. Same with The Last Starfighter. It's this young man who's struggling to find his own identity, and then he's thrust into, yes, it's an unrealistic situation ultimately, but it's like a fantasy for young men. They've got the cute girlfriend back home. These are stories that people can relate to. They can relate to the characters in real characters in extraordinary situations, as opposed to just superheroes and explosions and motion that is so fast that you can barely follow it. And I think that's missing today, you know, that sort of innocence.
We don't have those movies where you can just take your younger child, not super young, and have that experience. My wife and I were talking about that you know, the movies like The Goonies, Last Starfighter, all those, you know, the John Hughes movies,
right.
And all that stuff. They just don't exist anymore.
They don't exist anymore. Even Weekend at Bernie's, it's a little, you know, I call it that sophomoric humor, maybe for a little bit older, but that was sort of, that kind of set a precedence, I think. The first Bernie's movie is referenced constantly, still to this day. Almost every week on some TV show, you'll hear the characters referencing Weekend at Bernie's. I love it. It's so funny. When I read the script, I thought, oh, this is kind of gross. Some dead body being pulled behind a boat and banging into buoys. And I was like, how could this be funny? well, that ends up being the funniest scene in the movie practically. But but it was, again, simple, real characters in extraordinary situations, but relatable.
Last Starfighter was really revolutionary in its use of the computer-generated graphics that were really kind of cutting edge. And what was it like to work on a movie like that?
What was interesting about Last Starfighter was that they weren't even sure if they were going to use traditional special effects or CGI or what they were calling CGI. They were literally creating programs for CGI while we were shooting the movie. So these special effects that you see in The Last Starfighter are not only groundbreaking, but foundation forming. I mean, everything you see today, and it's pretty extraordinary what you see today, was born in this. From what I understand, we did this screening of The Last Starfighter for its 25th anniversary. I didn't know any of this, by the way. I was just sitting on the set doing my thing. Meanwhile, there were people back in some office in their little booths struggling to create digital special effects that had never been done before. And apparently the story goes that every once in a while you'd hear this "Eureka!" or "Yes!" or something like that when they finally figured out some code or whatever it is they have to figure out. But it was touch and go there for a long time because they didn't know if they could actually create the special effects on the level that they wanted to present in the movie. And in fact, they still feel like they could have done a lot more work. They just ran out of time. But yeah, and honestly, I didn't even know that until the 25th anniversary of the movie. But it was also a little bit of a combination of both, you know. There was that, and then there's when Alex lands in the trailer park, they sort of have half of the spaceship, and then you have to pretend it's up there, and big fans for when it's landing. It's the dust is what. So it was a little bit of a combination of both, but it was groundbreaking.
Any future projects you're working on at the moment?
Yeah,
anything you can reveal to us?
Well, I'm busy. It's been very, very busy the last 6 months or so. I did a movie called Imitation Girl, which is a sci-fi. It's a very gentle, sort of lyrical kind of sci-fi, very sweet, unique. I finished that a couple of months ago. I've been directing. I directed a short film that I wrote, which I'm in post-production on, and I'm very excited about that because that is something I'd really, really love to do more of, is direct. I've always been interested in that. Every set that I've been on, that I've acted in, I've always, when I had a moment when I wasn't in front of the camera, I was behind the camera, just taking it all in, and I almost like that better. You don't have to worry about makeup and, is my hair okay? I'm not even sure what I look like right now. I'm shooting a pilot in July and a movie in August. So I'm busy.